Welcome back. There's been quite a bit of progress since the previous time I made a video. I've done all the painting, I've glued a couple of parts on. I'll show you what I've glued on and how I did it in a couple of minutes. I first want to just explain what I did with the paint job to get what I think is pretty close to the prop, as you'll see on the images that I'll post on my box account. So this is the look that I got. Looks rusty, it looks like copper, kind of like a rusty copper kind of color. Okay, just use the images as a reference and try and get what I did. But what I did, the colors I used, I'll go through them. You don't have to use the same colors, but similar. The base coat was the dark copper from Tamaya XF28 as a base color, and then I did various mixes of these four. Okay, this one over here I did not mix, I use it for the eyes, which I haven't completed yet, but this is Sky Blue X14. You can go for a brighter blue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put nail varnish over the top of those eyes to make them look glossy. Okay, so the mixes is these three. Okay, not so much a silver, more these two. Okay, and then I use at the end, I use it Maya withering set. I'll go through that now in a second. Okay, so once I did the base coat, I painted silver where the light is on the reference image. So it's around all these on the images. It's all these round or sticking up areas. Silver in the front on the chest plate, and then silver on these fins, on the fin areas, and these things on the back on all three parts. Okay, on the head, around the back, on the sides. Okay, then what I did was I mixed blue, medium blue XF18 and this green, which X28. Okay, to try and get like a, I wouldn't even know what to call it, maybe a teal blue kind of color. It's the kind of color you get when something rusts. Okay, so I went okay, so what I actually did was, once I painted the silver, because it went over the edges, I gave it another light coat of the dark copper. Okay, just to kill off some of the silver, so just showed through. Okay, and then I took the silver as it was, the silver leaf, oh sorry, I'm talking rubbish, flat aluminium XF16. So then it killed some of that off, and then I made a mix of these colors till I got that like bluish greenish color, and then I lightly went over it. It wasn't very thick, the paint, it was very watery. I went over again, and I brushed it off as well with a dry brush. And then when that was done, I think I might have mixed some of this blue in to the mix, and then I basically gave the whole kit a wash, and then I wiped it off as it was drying, and it went into all the grooves. Okay, you'll see on the back as well, so all the grooves show now, shows quite well. Okay, then after I painted, I glued this collar bit onto the main rear section. Okay, and as you'll see, this actually sits on the shoulder part very easily. Does not have to be glued. I'm not going to glue it. Okay, once I've glued that piece on top, it's just going to basically sit in there like such and hold, because gravity will hold it. Okay, I've got it on a stand over here as a temporary stand. It's actually the spinner stand, and it goes on, as you can see, just holds, doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so get the camera right. What I'm going to do now with this off, okay, before the gluing, okay, I forgot to explain this this withering set. I used orange rust Okay, once I finish the paint job, and I randomly dabbed all over the model and rubbed it in, and it gave the rusty look, or it actually brought the copper out more, and that gave a very nice effect. Okay, so this is the set has the gunmetal, silver and orange rust. Set C. Okay, set C of the Tamiya. You do not have to use what I'm using. It can be similar, but it's an orangey rust color. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to glue, well, what I did then, I glue the chest plate onto the inside. Okay, and what I'll do next is I'll glue, okay, you don't have to glue those on. I'm going to glue this onto the onto this part, like such. And you'll see over here that these two sections go into this groove on the inside. Okay, so make sure they go in, that they line up on the inside, that the inside of here lines up, and then glue it in with epoxy. Okay, now once you're at this point, you do not have to glue any other parts together, because this basically, like I showed, just goes over these shoulder bits and holds on. Okay, so and the rest just clips on. Next is going to be, once I've finished gluing everything together, I'm going to work on the tassels. Okay, and then when I come back, I'll make a template for the tassels and give a plastic sheet as well to make them. And you can substitute material if you want to. I'm not going to do that. I don't have material available. And then I'll see what I'd do, maybe a printed part to simulate the actual ground part. That is a section that hangs down that looks, it's quite intricate. Okay, and then the stand I still need to work on. So there might be 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos coming up showing, well, the complete video will be the end, and then showing the stand and these tassels. Okay, so that might be a week or 2 away. We'll see how far I get. Okay, thanks. Cheers.